Are we live? Can everybody hear me? Just checking a few things here. Yeah, we're good. How's everybody doing? I see we got a couple people in here. Let me get my phone set up. Plug everything in. There we go. Maybe move that camera a little bit. Bigfoot and Banana Man. Quad Vlogs. You've been here a long time. Kurt Steele. Joe Reynes. I like that, Joe Reynes. Hope to get to meet a bunch of you guys this year. Tim G. Womp Womp 9. Good times. Okay. So we're coming in loud and clear. I haven't been live in quite a while. It's good to see you guys. Morning, Gary, Alex Jones. Just getting set up here. Just give me a second, guys. You guys know I haven't been live in months and months and months. Just going to change up a few things. Don't worry, we'll get the party started. There we go. Just going to try something here. Okay. Okay, who do we got here? I may, Joe. I may. Cat's out of the bag. Just waiting for my passport, buddy. And then we can go to some events. Daryl's Chop Shop, Roger Kraus, Gary Henyon. Need to get caught up on those 371 vids since I own one. Hey, life gets busy. I haven't been watching a ton of YouTube lately. I mean, I have to admit, I've just been busy working on the yard. Quad Vlogs, I found your channel a long time ago when you were first starting off. Love the channel and your personality. Thanks, buddy. Vlog Quads has been here pretty much since the beginning. Like, it's pretty cool. Morning from Arizona. Morning, Ape. Dave Wilson. Dave's been here a long time too. Dorridge Chainsaws. Come on, let's hear this beast. Okay. Looks like a beautiful day. You know what? It is nice out, but it's been mid-30s, so right around the 100-degree Fahrenheit mark, and the humidity has been stupid. The flies are going to eat me alive if you guys see me doing this. Let's get going on this thing. Figured let's do this live. Maybe it'll blow up. Bring you guys in here. There. You guys like the view the way it is, or do you want to see up close and personal? I can move you guys if you want. Let me know, you know. I can move you guys closer ahead, and we're just going to do a few little odds and ends to the saw, and then we're going to get it going. Been unbelievably dry here in Michigan. The Kilted Sawyer, love that. Hello from the States, UT. Conrad's Blacksmith is in Idaho next door to me. I do not know who Conrad's Blacksmith is, but I don't know a lot about a lot. Let's take this off. Do you guys want to move in closer? Let's see the saw. Okay. I am here for you folks. Okay. A few little things left. Odds and ends. Thing together. I gotta say, these 372s are they're very, very easy to work on. How about that, eh? That was 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, first thing I want to do, I want to put this on. This saw, I guess it had limiter tabs at one point, and it's really hard to get a screwdriver on the carb, so this should help guide me a little bit. There we go. Look at that. That was easy. Yeah, that'll do. It's hoping to be a little tighter on here, but I guess so, I guess. Okay, so this saw, like a lot of them, this saw has a stripped thread on the case, and wanted to see if I get this fixed on video today. Hopefully I don't have to take the wrap off. If I do, I'll do it. Yeah, I wanted to just set up outside. It's a beautiful day. It is hot. I actually had you guys set up around the corner, setting up the live, and there was no way my phone was going to stay on. Because of the lack of canopy here, you get so much sun here. It just, it absolutely, it's really hard to film in the wide open here. Oh, looks like we got a super chat. Joe Reyes crossing the border fund. Joey, thank you, buddy. You guys are so good to me. You know, I started this channel for no reason other than just to help folks with their power saws and just enjoy each other's company. I didn't really know about YouTube then. I didn't know anything about, you know, the business of YouTube or whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to help folks, and I have not changed. I don't know. Life's too short, I guess. And I'd rather just be a fella helping people. That's what I'm into. And I'm not going to change, that's for sure. Okay, one of these. This is really the last thing to do. I'm going to put a special pipe on this thing. Just making sure that's the right one here. Stepping on cords, friends. Jeez, look at me go. Plug everything in. There we go. Okay. Sorry, friends. I got a little cord issue here. I stepped on. What did we do here? Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, I stepped on my cord. Okay, we'll go from one phone to the other. I stepped on my cord, friends. I know. I just play a YouTuber on YouTube. I'm not actually one. What am I doing here? Okay, give me a second here. I just want to make sure this the phone I'm reading your messages on doesn't croak on me. Sorry, friends. You guys know me. I just shoot from the hip. Okay, plug this phone back in. Boop, boop. Weird. This thing's not charging. I need an IT guy right now. Okay. Definitely need an IT guy of some sort here. Oh. Okay, friends. I unplugged my other cord here. Okay. I promise you guys, just give me 2 seconds here. I think I unplugged it from the wall. Can the Tinman fix his power supply issues on the next Tinman saws? I don't know what I did here, friends. I got no power. And I got a phone that's got almost no charge in it. I'm not panicking, but I'm kind of panicking. It's all good. There we go. And what about this one? Back to the program. Come on, Tinman. Get your stuff together. Okay, we'll leave it like that for now. Okay. What do we got going on here? Okay, we're still live. Everybody's good. Something always happens when I go live. It's actually kind of funny. Okay. Let's see if we can drill this. Okay. I knew this was gonna happen. Let's take this off. Maybe we can just move it out of the way. Take this wrap off. Kevin Jones, baby's doing awesome. She is crawling, trying to stand, eating solids. Love that little girl. Life was incomplete and I didn't know why, and now I do because I didn't have a child. Like, having a child is, I don't know, it does something to me. I think it does something to most people. Okay, friends, let's drill this out right here. Oh, I'm going to try and top this. We may have to go 2 sizes up, which isn't really ideal, but let's see. Let's see what we got here. We'll put this in here. May have to fire this without it. I'll have to maybe do some. Yeah, this might actually work. I'm not sure. You know what I might do, friends? I might just leave this for now. I definitely need to top this 2 sizes up. It's just so wallowed out that I don't think we're gonna fix it on the tailgate today. That's okay. Let's put the chain brake on anyways. And there's 3 screws. This is actually, I buy things just to see if they're gonna work. This is an aftermarket wrap bar. It is molded or modeled after the original 372 pattern. I ordered a bunch of them and I just want to see how they stand up. Maybe they're, that's the other thing, friends. I got to put bigger bolts. This is an old saw. It's been around, that's for sure. I got to put bigger bolts through the screw holes here. They're getting kind of wallowed out. That one's tight. This one's a little bit of an issue. I think this one's tight too. Whatever, this is going to be an around the yard, or, you know, this is going to be a truck saw. Okay, now let's do this. Chain brake. Shunk. Chain brake screw. Wow, is it hot? How do I live in a place where it's so cold in the winter and so hot in the summer? How is that even possible? Like, I don't know. I had no idea until I started talking to all you folks out there. Oh, we better turn off our notifications. Good morning. I know who that is. Let's turn off our notifications here. Sorry. There we go. I hit a button. We're still live, aren't we? Yeah, we're still live. Okay. Sorry, friends. I'll get better at this. I want to start doing this more often. Once we had the baby, though, it's like I just had to pull back a little bit. I mean, I guess I didn't have to, I wanted to, because, you know, it's hard on mama. You know, taking care of an infant is a full-time job, and any help that I can give to my wife, I try the best that I can. So It was like going live, just, you know, I kind of put that on the back burner. We'll go live once in a while though. Okay, let's get this back together. Whew. It's hot, friends. Let's check out what you guys are saying out there in YouTube land. I always have technical difficulties. There we go. Aaron the Viking, yes, I am live. It is me, the Tin Man. David GM Pietro. I like that name. Your broadcasts are genuine as you never edit your failures. You are an honest, real life chainsaw builder. Thank you, David. Honestly, that's the only way to be. I just can't pretend. Like, no, every saw I build isn't awesome. They're just not. Sometimes you build a saw that's not very good. That's just part of my journey. I haven't been doing this for, 163 years. I've been doing this. I've been porting on YouTube for what, 3-4 years now? Who can remember? And this is part of it. I've been working on motors my whole life. You know. I want to give Morgan some more feedback, so let's put the UFO on her. Just see what we got going on here. I need one more Allen head. I'm just gonna grab it from the shop. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna say, when you first fire up a saw, it may not idle properly. It may be hard to start. It may be lazy on the trigger. That is all completely normal. I usually fire up saws first time on video. Sometimes that leaves you with a red face because you're like, why isn't this thing running? But friends, I rarely build a saw that's running. And those of you that have been here know that. I tend to only do saws that are in a box. They take a long time for me to finish. Because you got to do all the mechanical work plus then the porting. And sometimes you have an unknown issue. So, man, that's pretty cool, eh? Look at that. Look at that. Pretty cool to, holy smokes, Buckin, Billy Ray Smith. Good morning, Mr. Buckin. I'm way behind. Yes, thank you for helping Tin Man out, Buckin. I agree. You know, friends, I'll never forget. I was just doing my thing on YouTube, and my phone rang one day, and it was Buckin. And I don't know, we've become friends, and you know, it was fun. I wanted to see where my saws were, so why not send one to Buckin? That first home light, it took me 90 days probably. I blew a saw up. I did 3 that were horrible. But the one I did do, I can't believe that thing's still running. It's I did horrible, nasty things that you should not do to a saw to get that thing to run like that. What else do we got here? That would be Morgan's UFO. Iron Man, thank you, buddy. Iron Man supports the living snot out of this channel. Thank you, Iron Man. Good fella. He's always in here. Thank you, Iron Man. Love you too, buddy. Yes, I know good people when I see them. Friends, people send me emails all the time. I get a feeling for people right away. I don't know. And the longer you're on the YouTubes, it's like, I don't know, you meet and talk to so many people. I put the 372 stock cover on this thing. Looks kind of cool, eh? 371. Yeah, I don't know. You get a feeling for people. You just do. Wow, we got 101 people showing up here on a Sunday morning. Pretty cool. You guys, I don't take this lightly. Just a guy in my shop building power saws. I mean, that's me. Guy who mows the lawn and, gets up every day, and it's holy smokes, Barking Spider. Hey, Barking Spider, I'm gonna hit you up this week, buddy. Thanks for your support. Scotty Price, geez, you guys are too kind. Seriously, you guys run this channel 100%. I'm just gonna bring you guys back here a little bit. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps going. Don't forget that. The people on this channel are so good. It's just, how could I not keep making videos? Okay, where am I at in the comments? Scotty Price. There we go. Working in the back of the old 6.5 wood weasel. I was hauling water last night, and major rainstorm came in, and it was so funny. It by the time I got to the standpipe, it rained through half of town, but not the half that I was hauling water on. It was actually pretty funny. Just a line of thunder and lightning. I never got a drop on me. Yeah, the working man. You know, it's funny. Silver Haze. That song for me, friends, I used to work super long hours. I'd be 10 o'clock in the night on a day like today, hot. It gets to be mid to high 30s, even low 40s here, 110, 100 Fahrenheit. Bucking, it was pretty hot when you were here, wasn't it, buddy? But that stuff sucks the life right out of a man, and or anybody. I used to put the working man song on. It'd be 8 o'clock at night. I'd have a deadline at work, hanging sheet metal in a sticky basement. And I would put that song on, and I would sing at the top of my lungs 8 o'clock at night. I'm sure anybody that was around here thought I was a lunatic, but I used to put that song on, and it would always just get me pumped. I love that song. Justin Potter, can you port an 800p for me? Justin, thank you, buddy. You know what? I don't take any saw work. I just can't fit it in. I take too long. Friends, I take a long time to build and port saws. Couple days a week is all I can fit in the shop, and I can't. I take a few builds for a couple of my close friends, and really those builds are just to do content, or maybe they have a saw that I want. But thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it, but I don't take builds. I want to, I just can't. And yeah, like Bucket just said, Ripsaw will be creating pipes. Friends, I've been made aware of Ripsaw. I really like what they're doing. They're getting to be a full-scale shop, porting full-time. If you have a saw, give Ripsaw an email or a phone call. They're doing good things over there, and I fully support Ripsaw. Friends, there is so much port work around. For me and everybody else, nobody is stepping on each other's toes. There is enough. High tides raise all boats. That's how I am. If another channel's doing well, that's great. That's good for all the boats around that channel. That's good for the community. I want Ripsaw to do well. Friends, I can't port every saw out there. There's just not enough. Neither can any of us. We need more Ripsaws out there. they, from what I'm seeing, and I've heard, I had a buddy call me the other week saying he ran a Ripsaw 201T, and he said, "What a nice saw." And I said, "Good stuff." And this is a man that cuts 9 days a week. That's all he does. He runs a tree service, and he's a climber. He spends most of his day with a top handle. So, Alex Jones, thank you, buddy. Seriously. You're a good man, Tinman. Have a great day. You too, buddy. Thank you for being here. Again, friends, we need to all lift each other up. Men are real good at cutting each other down. I can't do it. Maybe, I don't know, friends. Maybe I'm at an age, I'm competitive with myself, but not with anybody else, if that makes sense. I am humbled and happy with what I have. I am not jealous of what anybody else has. I don't look over the fence at my neighbor. If a guy's got a bigger truck than me, good for him. I just, I'm just not that guy. I used to be when I was younger. I'm not that guy anymore. And I think that's what I try to portray on the channel. And I don't know. I think the world needs more of that, men helping each other out, working together side by side, getting tasks done. I just think that's what I think that's what men need. Tin Man, you're a busy man. You know what? I am, but it's by choice. We all have a choice. I choose to be busy. I've just always been that way. Um, and when I do something, I go all out. When I decided I wanted to learn how to port chainsaws, I wanted to learn how to port chainsaws. I'm always mixing and matching styles, machine work, no machine work, aftermarket, OEM, one ring, two ring. I'm constantly flip flopping around so that when the time comes, when I've put the time in, and maybe one day I'm gonna have enough time in and feel that I can take builds. I can't. You know what it is for me, friends? I can't take builds. I'm a tradesperson. I'm a level 3 apprentice. When I become a journeyman, then I can sleep at night. But um, I am gonna continually change up what I do. I rarely build a saw twice the same way unless I really like it. And my builds, they have to go to professional cutters and get nitpicked. I want the negative feedback. Friends, it doesn't always feel good when you think a saw is awesome, you send it to a guy and he says, "Oh, I touched the trigger, it's not fast enough." Or when I lean on it, it doesn't pull hard enough, or it's too hard on fuel. Everybody likes something different, but if you a couple guys are saying the same things about your builds, well, you can either kick and scream and say, "No, you're wrong," or you can go, "You know what? I'm gonna do it better." So that's one of the reasons why I don't take builds. That and time. Men are built to compete. It's in our nature, but trying to win by cutting the legs out from under someone else is the weak man's way. You got to compete standing on your own 2 feet. Yeah, I mean, friends, we all see it on the internet, and this isn't going at anybody. We all see it. I see it. I can't do it, friends. I can't jump in. I just, life's too short. I don't have enough time on this earth. My clock is ticking, my dash. I gotta be I gotta be a good father to that little girl. I have to be a good husband to my wife. I just have to be. I have to be a hard worker. I have to be honest. I can't run around, I just can't. I'm not like that. I was like that. When I was a young man, I was very insecure. I liked being the biggest, strongest guy in the room. I'm just not like that anymore. I could be, I don't want to be. It's it really shows character when a person has tact to me, when they're respectful, you know, and that's just how I am. What brand name is the wrap on that 372? This is actually a Farmer Tech wrap, and you know what? Like, it's seems okay. Wraps up here in Canada for these are very, very expensive. So, um, I thought, you know what, let's try it. We don't. If I was in America, I may do things a little bit different because the market there is so big. There's so many people. There's so many large centers that it's like there's just everything in America. In Canada, we have what, 38 million people. We are spread across. I think we're the largest country in the world by geography. There's just not a lot for sale here. I mean, there's a lot of guys running chainsaws up here because of the amount of wilderness, but I'm always looking for ways that I can make these builds more affordable, because if you start going OEM on everything, it's just like it can get out of hand. Excuse me. The tank vent on this thing leaks a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be a work saw. I left this on here. The guy that taught me how to wrench on saws years ago, good fella, he worked here. He worked in this shop, and he was a Husqvarna tech, and he worked on chainsaws. And I kind of left this. I don't forget where I came from, friends. This place is long gone under. Pacer Power Products, 3000 Main Street, but in Winnipeg. But I thought it was funny. I found this top cover in my junk. I actually, years ago, I saw an ad for bins and bins and bins of Husqvarna parts. And this is when my channel was small. And I ended up making a deal on it because I thought, you know, someday I may need some of those parts. And this top cover was in that stash. Oh, the bugs are killing me. Oh, what do we got here? 120 people. You know, it's pretty cool. Hold on, friends. I wonder what the temperature is out. It's got to be 30 out by now. I was going to go cutting today, but I don't think that would be the smart move, especially when you're cutting alone. But yeah, I got about 5 acres of grass to mow. I may do that this afternoon on the good old Kubota. Just checking. Oh, we still got lots of juice here on this unit right here, friends. I put together a video on that. I get asked about that mower a lot. That mower, if you have a lot of grass to mow and you need to do it when it's raining or hot, or that mower, 30 horsepower, 4-cylinder diesel. I know it seems like overkill. The first time I saw one of those out here, I was like, that's ridiculous, but it's not. I can mow at 7, 8, 9 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour, and not slow down, and that thing will cut grass, because sometimes you can't get into the field, and it's pretty cool. Hey, Jamie, thank you. Jamie says give a thumbs up. Love hearing you refer to temps in Celsius when you say it's got to be 30 out. I reach for the parka. Yeah, I've actually, one thing from YouTube I've learned is Fahrenheit, because in Canada we use kilometers and Celsius, but here's how messed up we are. You ask any grown man how tall he is, he'll tell you feet and inches. How much does he weigh? Pounds. We never fully switched here. I mean, you go to the doctor, he'll tell you in kgs and meters and centimeters how tall you are, but that means nothing to me. Feet and inches. Where are we at here? I want to answer some more questions for you guys. There's a 572 sat by itself in a local gardening store. The 572, I really like that saw. It needs a pipe, friends. It just does. It's gasping and gasping for air. That saw. It's a good saw though. I really like it. It's smooth. It's fuel efficient. It has the right balance with a long bar on it. In fact, I like that saw so much that when I'm running it, I don't even think about it. Okay, where are we at here? Let's answer some questions. I know I get to flopping. Tinman and Bucking live on Sundays. I'm stuck in the shop. I'm always in my shop on Sundays, Brian. I'm usually I'm usually watching Buckin's live stream. I'm either hauling water or I'm in the shop. We still live here? Yeah, we're good. I gotta get an iPad or something. Change it up a bit for doing this. Bucking mows his grass with a push mower. He just bought a zero turn. True story. He did a video on it. But yes, he mows his grass with an old push mower. You ever work on an X 338 XPT 334 335? I worked on a 338 years ago. Really no experience with those. For me, if it's a top handle, it's a 200T or a 201T. Those are the two I like best. You have too many, Jamie. I hear you. How many miles on the Wood Weasel? Kilometers, somebody could do the conversion. 365,000 kilometers on this. So what is that? 225,000 miles, something like that. And I mean, this truck runs like a Swiss watch. It really does. I really, really like this truck. I like this chassis. It's not as heavy as, say, a Ford or a Dodge. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, all these 3/4 tons, I would take any one of them. They're all good. They all have their pluses and minuses. I like the Cummins in the Dodge. I'm not a fan of how the Dodges ride. The Power Stroke's kind of in between the Dodge and the Chevy. Good solid chassis, takes a lot of weight. Got the Dana front axle. Power Stroke, 7.3 Power Stroke's a great motor. But this truck, it's smooth. It takes bumps well. It's a smoother riding truck. Now, if you're hauling weight all the time, these probably aren't for you. If you drive it a lot and you work it, these are great trucks. And again, if you put the air compressor, friends, I'm going to do a video. This tank here is 4,000 pounds, roughly, 3,600 pounds of water. The tank is about 150 pounds. So we're up to like 3,800. And then I got a couple hundred pounds of, hitch receivers and stuff like that. I'm going to do a video this week. I'm going to put 4,000 pounds in the back of this truck and show you guys. I do that weekly, multiple times a week. And it's done it. Sorry, I'm flopping again, see? You're stranded on a desert island with nothing but a bunch of timber, plenty of two-stroke, and one saw of your choice. What are you choosing? 372. 372. No, it is. It's the best saw. Ported 372. 266 would be my close second. You guys know that, though. I like my Huskies. Hey, Wild West Garage. Okay, we got to start this saw, don't we? Morgan, are you still here, buddy? I put your pipe on this 371. Tinman, been looking for a diesel mower like yours for a while, mowing 15 acres. Jeff, look at government surplus auctions. Wink, wink. You'll thank me. They are around. You won't find these. You won't find these private because I mean these things newer in Canada. They're 25, 26,000, something like that. They're probably 20s in the States, 20 grand. But surplus, they are available. At least they are here. Maybe they're not where you are, but that's where I got that. That was a surplus City of Winnipeg unit. It did need work, but I honestly, I should do a video on that thing. It's just been so good. Maintenance, couple of hoses, couple of seals. That's it. Like I've put 600 hours on that. 600 hours in the last 6 or 7 years. I've put maybe 700 hours, and it's barely battery. I mean, that's it. Fuel, filters. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, let's fire this thing up. We got a few people from overseas going to bed. Let's fire this thing up for Morgan. Okay, first fire. This thing may not idle. It may be hard to start. It may start right away. I have pulled it over 2 or 3 times. I may tune it right away. I'm just going to move this phone out of the way here, keep it out of the sun. And I'm probably going to yell. Okay, make sure we're still going here. Okay, let's fire this thing up. I pulled it over 6, 8 times to prime the carburetor. I usually do that. Let's put choke on it. Yeah. Guess we don't have an air leak. If we had an air leak, I would have pulled this over 6, 8 times. Here. How did it sound? Are we good? I didn't know it was going to start that well. Couple things here, friends. You hear how rich it is on the bottom? This thing's got oil. You know how I put the assembly oil on the bottom end when I'm first building the saw? This thing's full of oil. It's going to burn the oil off. It's going to run pig rich for a bit. You might have to tune your load test. I'm actually having a hard time finding the jets on this thing right now with it running. So I have to shut it off. Where's the jets on this thing? It's weird. I can't find them. Let's take this off. I'm just going to screw in the low jet just a hair. Oh, I see. Just a hair. And I'm going to screw in the high jet just a hair. This thing's very, very rich. Won't hurt it to be rich. Okay, let's try it like that. Okay, so you can see the smoke coming out of the pipe. That's normal. If you first build a saw, I like to oil the bearings. Just make sure the bottom end doesn't start dry. Will it hurt it? Probably not, but it's just something I've always done. It won't. It could hurt it if it runs dry. It might not, it'll never hurt it to be full of oil. But when you first start your saw, don't be disheartened if it doesn't idle perfectly or it doesn't, it's not exactly what you want. It might be lazy on the trigger. Just run it. Remember, the ring hasn't seated in this thing. So the rings got blow by. That's why you run them a little rich at the beginning, to keep extra fuel on top of the piston, because what's actually happening when the piston's coming up, it's leaking by the ring and going into the bottom end. That'll also make the bottom end get full of fresh fuel and air, and it'll make the saw a little richer at the beginning when you're first breaking it in. Let's fire this thing back up and see if it's better. That's what I like. This. Okay, a professional cutter. They're putting their saws down. They're picking them up. Maybe you're 100 yards from your fuel can, and you got a few more cuts to make, and you're running low on fuel. They might shut their saw off, throw it down, and then when they pick it up, better do that. There we go. Well, what did we learn here? That long intake timing. Just making sure you guys are still on. That extra long intake timing didn't seem to hurt throttle response. So that's a good thing. Okay, where are we at here? Sorry, friends, I'm getting caught up here. Yeah, it runs pretty good, eh? Honestly, I'm getting to the point I can't run a saw without a pipe on it. They add that. Just I don't know. They add just a certain amount of giddy up to a saw build. My rig is an old 80s Chevy square body. I had a 85 3/4 ton with a 4-speed and 33-inch tires on it. That truck had a factory lift. It was pretty cool. Okay, where are we at here? That pipe from Morgan works 100%. It's worked on everything I've bolted on. I'm going to keep bolting it on different builds. Sometimes a one pipe doesn't work on all bores and strokes. Your timing on your transfers and exhaust, I'm finding affects what kind of pipe it wants a lot. Bore and stroke, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Morgan, I need a UFO. Yeah, I'm blessed that he sent me one. I've got up for work. Night, Alex. Thanks for coming, buddy. Got an 86 K30 dually. Yeah, that's a truck. There's still a lot of old trucks like that rolling around here. Friends. I don't know if you guys can see the sweat glistening, but wow. Contrary to popular belief, I wear hats to keep the sawdust off my head. For 20 years, I ran sawzalls over my head all day. People are like, you have hair. It's like, yeah, I have hair. I do. And if you don't, that's okay. I'm sure the shingles will start to blow off the old roof one of these days. It's only a matter of time. I'm just going to put this screw back in. Oh, yeah. This saw's... Now, my concern with this saw was, and still is, that the exhaust roof is too high. And if it is, I'll be the first one to tell you guys that. We'll see. No, that's not the screw for there. Oh, we'll just leave it for now. Okay. Let's see how this thing restarts. Remember, I cut 25 thou off that ring. It's paper thin. Like I said, it's either going to run perfect or it's going to blow up. We don't know. The first stage, get the saw running. The second stage, put the saw in the wood. I'm going to have to heat cycle this a couple times before I bar it up. I like doing that. I'll do a video on that this week, friends. I'll go through my full, when you build a saw, what I do. It's not the only way to do it, but I want to discuss hones too. I've had that hone video I did's had hundreds of thousands of views. I get emails. I want to do a video of what you're going to see after you hone a cylinder. I'll include that this week. I've noticed something. Whew, this thing's hot, friends. I think we were making some BTU here. You could heat your house with this thing. Wow, that's impressive. The high exhaust roof on this, though, that might be what I don't like. I was shooting for 100, 101. The way the parts mixed and matched, I ended up with about a 98 exhaust roof. I'm going to run this thing in the wood. I'm going to make a pop-up piston for it, the same dimensions as this, just with a pop-up. And the only thing I'll do, I'll probably take the transfers and do this so that they flow over the pop-up. I'll run this saw like this so you guys could see it, and then we can do a quick piston swap. I'll even throw this ring on the new piston so it's broken in right away. And then we could see, and I'll give you guys my feeling. Right now, so this saw, super snappy. It seems to idle pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed. It's a good starter. I'm happy. See, if I didn't use those timing numbers, I wouldn't have learned. I could have said, oh, this cylinder is not what I want, and threw it back on the shelf. What I stress to people, don't do this. There is so many ways to build a power saw. Friends, I'm going to go grab a saw the saw that taught me the most of any builds I've ever done. Hold on. This saw here, you guys all know this saw, or those of you that hang out here. This saw has the most wonky timing numbers I've ever put in a 266. I'd have to go get my book and see them, but it's like, this saw has a super high exhaust roof. The blowdown's a little wonkier. The transfers are shaped funny. The intake's over long on this. I got a couple of comments on the video I just did of this that the intake can't be too long. It is too long. It's not to say that an over intake saw won't idle. They just don't idle as well as a saw with less intake timing, if that makes sense, in my experience. Well, we might as well, because we're standing here, right? The saw's got a lot of compression for what it is. Come on, baby, don't let us down on live video. That's the thing about this saw. It's not the best starter. Short stroke, long intake is not the best combo. Anyways, friends, sometimes you do something wonky and you end up with a good saw. That's what I stress to people. Hold on, friends. I lost my connection. Let's see what we got here. Wi-Fi. There we go. We're almost at the point where the sun's getting high enough that I'm in the sun. I'll move you guys over here a little bit so I can stand out of the sun. Read some more comments. Krima, 19 Krima, love you, Tinman. I've learned a freaking ton of knowledge and tips from you. Tips from you helped with my builds. Working on an XL 130 build and trying to replicate it like the one you did for Billy. Right on. Thank you for the kind words. I am going to say, if you're going to replicate that saw, make sure that chain is razor sharp. Those home lights, they run so hot ported that you will blow them up if they're not sharp. There's a lot of, someday I got a couple more of those kicking around. Or someday I might redo that build on video and actually nut and bolt and show all the little things I did, because that's a hard one to build. It is. And it was a hard one to film because there's so much going on in that build. Big plans, stay tuned. What are we talking about here? How's your forging? Oh, yes. Let me tell you, friends, I had a wood bullet here one day and I was splitting some hard wind smashed ash. And it's all I could think about ever since. Even that Tazi I have, that thing's incredible. It's not a wood bullet. That's all I'm going to say. It is not a wood bullet. That is the finest splitting axe I've ever used. People don't even split wood with an axe here. They use a wood splitter. That's just the way it is. Thank you, David Nylander. I'm just getting caught up here. Where are we at here? Where are we at? I'm building a 395 that was a 394. That was my dad's when I was a kid. I can't find an intake. What does that say? We're going to have to shut her down soon, friends. The machinery is getting too hot. Where are we at here? There we go. Can't find an intake conversion. Yeah, so 395 to 394, you pretty much got to do a 395 intake. 395 is impulsed off an impulse line, if I remember correctly. I've run a ton of 395s. I don't think I've ever had one in this shop. 394s, yeah, but not 395s. Yeah, when you convert a 394 to a 395, you pretty much got to make it a 395, unfortunately. Hey, thanks, Morgan. Thumbs up. I don't even know how many thumbs up we have. We have 105 people here. It's crazy. I remember porting my first pro grade saw. This is from Moonshine not that long ago. Murayama MCV 5600. And now I was scared when I saw it spitting out the carb after work. Turned out they do that from the factory. Yeah, and friends, that's how I have a hard time with some of the echoes. Echoes spit back, the ones I've worked on, out of the box. Stills, friends, if you over intake a still a lot of times, it'll spit back heavily. If you guys are interested, there is way more to the intake side than probably any other part of the cylinder. There's reasons why I can't run longer intake timing, and you see other people doing it, and that's not a shot at them or me. There's different thought patterns on an intake, and depending on what you do to your intake really denotes how much intake timing you can use. Oh yeah, friends, this phone is overheating. Here, I'll stand right here. There we go. Here in Nova Scotia, the 395 come to 1,900 after tax. Yeah, here too. Even that 572 I bought, that was about 1,800 bucks, something like that. I just one. It was time to put a new saw on the channel. Can't believe I got to buy a new saw. What a blessing. I've never almost every saw I own was a pile of junk that either I bought locally. I've never seen a 371 here locally. I feel like they never sold. I'm thinking the dealers had 272s left, because you see those here. That was a common saw here. I think the 272s were left, and they probably didn't order a ton of these. You could still go to my local dealer and buy a 372, a 365 X torque, or a 576. Like, they still have 576s, friends. Hey, later, Joey. Thanks for showing up. I like that Joe Rain. It's just positive. You really get a feel for somebody with their comments. You just do. Good people always make good comments, and other people don't. I mean, it's I don't know, friends. To me, it's like if I made a nasty comment on the internet and one of my friends saw it, or my wife, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I just don't do it. There's always a story behind the story. What you see on camera might not always be the full story. And a lot of times you can't, it's hard to make a 30-minute video with 4 hours of footage. So you have to eliminate some parts of the story sometimes, friends, just in the name of time. And, you know, when I put this together, I didn't put that little ring in there. A bunch of people noticed, and I thought, thank you, because what if I forgot to put it in? I put it in off camera. And holy smokes, I put it in off camera, friends, and it was like, but I appreciate that, because sometimes I forgot to do something. I forget things all the time. It's just what it is, right? That's why I really test out my saws before I mail them. What do we got here? Doc of all trades, taking the family out for lunch. Thanks for passing along the knowledge. Cheers. Thank you, Doc. I really appreciate that. Yesterday, friends, we had a family day. I've been doing that lots on Saturdays, hanging out with my wife and my daughter. I don't know. It's something to it, friends. I don't know. Like I said, if you're a fella, just gonna move you guys over here a little bit. I'm trying to keep this out of the sun. If you're a fella and you feel like you're missing something, you've had hot rods and motorcycles and been all over and partied and traveled, and you're like, there's something here. For me, I can only speak for me, friends. I was missing a child. That's what I was missing. Buckin, you want a 576, buddy? Really? I have one. You really want one? Could probably make that happen, buddy. But yeah, friends, we went to they had a town garage sale in one of the local towns, and I like that kind of stuff, especially country garage sales. And we ended up going for lunch, which is fun. There's a restaurant. It's not local to me, but it's close enough. And most of my family's there on a Saturday. So we just show up there, and, you know, my uncle was there. Then my aunt showed up. Then my mom and stepdad, we ate lunch together. There was a car show, and it's too bad, friends, because it's not too bad. It is what it is. But there was a bunch of old pickup trucks there, you know, Fords and Chevys. And it's cool to see guys restoring pickup trucks. But it was too hot, and, you know, the little one didn't want to keep her out. So I was going to go and film this little car show that was on the side of the highway. But yeah, we had a good day yesterday. We got home and hold some water and just had some fun. You know, it was a good day. How dare you be a good father? You know, it's pretty simple for me. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a straight shooting kind of guy. I look back at my childhood. No parent is perfect. Every parent does the best that they can. Now that I am a parent, I realize that you're just winging it a lot of times, because there's books on it, but I don't know. I want to be a good dad. I know too many people. I know too many broken people that didn't have a father. And yeah, I think there's something to that. Heard the 576 was kind of a black eye for Husky. We have a 575 when it came out, and it seems to be fine. Here, I'll go grab my 76 before we shut her down. Here, this is my 576. I've had many of these. These were very common here. Now, the problem with the 76, it's, okay, I'm going to say this. I've done this before. It feels heavier. Oh, where are you guys? You guys are here now. This feels heavier, but I don't think it's heavier. But it feels heavier. The balance is kind of wonky on it. Let's check my camera here. Wow, this Samsung phone sure has battery life. Okay, I've had several 76s. They are strong. I think this has more power than my 572, but the pipe is completely hogged out. I hacked and smashed until I got a hole right in there. This is a great power saw. It feels a little off balance to me. I don't know why. The ergonomics, and I've never lined these up side by side. Is it the handlebar placement? There you go. See, it's weird. There's a farther gap between the front and rear handles. The rear handle's bigger. This is a low top. Same reason Buckin says that's it for me. This hits you right there. I don't know. Now, this is my first auto tune. I've been thinking of making a video on my experience with auto tunes. A lot of people stay away from them. I've had many of them, and they're good. Like, I guarantee this thing will start. I never run this saw either. It's just one of those saws. Here, full choke. I pulled the choke instead of shutting it off. And ready. This thing's a beast. It pulls a 32 with authority. I've run this against ported like 60cc class saws, 65cc class saws. This thing's right there. The reason why these never went over, they were having some bearing failure issues, PTO side bearings. Every one of these I've ever had, I got because the PTO bearing blew up. I've had, what, 2 or 3 of them now, and I've never had troubles with any of them bottom end wise. The carbs on these, the manual adjustable carbs on these were horrible. How many carbs did I have? I bought a lot of parts, and my buddy built me a saw out of a parts lot that he had. I ended up buying the rest of the parts. The carb on my saw, it would cut like a banshee, but after, you know when a saw has a bad air leak and it slowly won't go, it goes down to idle, but not really, and the chain would spin on it. So I put another carb on and another one. I finally said, you know what, I'm just going to order an OEM carb. I ordered a $200 OEM carb for it, put it on, and guess what? It ran exactly the same. This auto tune has better throttle response, more power. It's better on fuel. It's just a better saw. I wouldn't buy a non-auto tune 576. So, and I've been running these for, I don't know. I experienced my first 576 like 7 years ago. And I've cut a lot of wood with this. I just, as time goes on, it tends to sit on the shelf. It's not that it's a bad saw. I just have better saws, in my opinion. It feels heavy though, and it's not, but it feels heavy. So it's a good saw. How can you go wrong with that? Anyhow, let's see what we got here, and then I think we're going to shut it down because, oh, what did I miss? Man, is it hot, friends. Here, let's go here. Thank you, B. Fisher. Send me one, I'll make that. Buckin, I will send you that. I want you to port it for me and send it back. Oh, would that be fun? That would be a blast. That 76 is strong. Here, friends, I'm just going to stand here. What do we got here? Gotta roll. This Harley ain't gonna ride itself. That a boy, Iron Man. I used to miss riding. I still do sometimes, but it's been a long time. I should pull my Ducati out one day and get it running. It just needs fuel lines hooked back up. I still have a 89 750 Sport Ducati. Dry clutch, open belts, twin carbs. That bike will do, 145 mile an hour on a straightaway. It's pretty cool. 750. It's a great, great bike. That goes away with a long bar. Yeah, I find Buckin, I don't know, that saw feels clunky to me. I don't know why. Trade you for a 288. I think we could do that. I've never seen. What? You're not talking? Oh, friends, I'm so lost. Okay. You have given me the kick that I need today. I'm going to load up a saw splitter and the boys and go get a load of wood. Yeah, go do it. You'll feel better. You'll have a big pile of wood and you'll be happy. I'll port it with a pipe and a chain. Friends, how fun would that be to have Buckin port me a saw and I can run it? That would be fun. I think he could do it. I really do. Buckin, you know how much it takes? I've watched you do enough axe handles. That takes a lot of precision and work. Thing is with porting, you got to know the numbers, but it's your tooling and you know how well you see. If you don't see that well, it can be hard to port, but I think you do it. Hey, T-Dog, how's it going, buddy? T-Dog's always on this channel, always putting good comments, emails. How's it going, T-Dog? What I want to do is put a pipe on this 576. I could port it too, I guess. That is a complete OEM saw. I can't remember what I traded for it. I traded something really nice. I think I traded a 268 that was like, no, I traded a 262 that was like brand new. The one with the good Walboro carb and all that on it. Kind of wish I didn't do that now, but my buddy, the guy that used to work at Pacer, was like, I have wanted one of these forever. I've never got one. And he's like, I'd really like to have this saw. I was like, trade me for your 76 or something like that. Maybe I traded him 2 saws for that 76. But it was good. Yeah, Buckin, are you doing a live stream later? I wonder what the temperature is out here. I'm going to get another drink. I think I'm going to shut her down soon, friends, before it gets too hot. I got yard work to do. And probably, I think I'll make a video on when you first build your saw, how I do it. I think the first 20 minutes of a saw's life sets the precedence for the rest of its life. I think the first 20 minutes is the most important part. I mean, if you're on a dull chain or straight gas it, I guess that would be a pretty important event. But I feel like the first couple times you start a saw is gonna set how the saw is gonna live its life. Oh, just slam it back. That's tin basher style. You climb out of the basement, it's 40 Celsius out, 70% humidity, you're just like this. You grab about 5 or 6 of those, and you literally, the minute the first one hits your stomach, you start sweating profusely. Slam about 4 of them back, grab 2 more for the basement, run back downstairs, put your gear on, and keep going. That's how we roll. And it's funny though, when it's this hot out, your body knows it's going to die if it keeps sweating. So you'll stop sweating. That's when you know you literally, at least with me, I can't hydrate enough to keep the sweat going all day. But it's funny. The minute that hit my stomach, I started sweating again. The body's a funny thing. Yeah, same here, Grizz, man. It's going to be in the hundreds for a few more days, and then we'll get back to, I like mid 20s Celsius, so like 80s. That's my happy place. After that, it's too hot for me. I can't do it. Hey, Tinman, I'm doing a 61 build with a bigger cylinder. Been watching a ton of your videos and learning lots from you. Right on. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. My email's on my about page. I don't get to all of them anymore, but you know, I'm in there every morning and sometimes every night. And that's what this is about for me. You know, I'm not a power saw porter. I'm a guy that ports power saws. There's a total difference. Just like I'm not a welder, but I can weld, you know, and even that's questionable. I can grind, though. I can grind my welds with the best of them. But, you know, I'm not a diesel mechanic, but I can work on diesel trucks. Well, that's just me. I just want to help folks. The nice thing is about being me at this point is that I have access to so many good professionals that have been in the industry that if I don't know something and I really want to know, I could shoot them a question and they could tell me. And that is what a blessing. Anytime I'm in trouble with a build or, you know, there's only one build, friends, that I've never figured out, and that was that 590 Echo. I think about it sometimes. I reached out to everybody, you know, guys that port Echoes, guys that are Echo dealers, We've never figured out what went wrong with that saw. It did something silly and it never came back. I threw parts at it for a while, and you're going to get saws like that once in a while. It just happens. Just finished putting my Tecumseh mini bike back together after 15 years. Had it out for a ride yesterday. That's cool. I feel the same way. That Ducati, I wheeled that Ducati. It's in my house, actually. Funny story. That's a long story. My wife's awesome, by the way. Hi, honey, if you're watching. I put it in my house, and it's been there. I haven't had a plate on that thing since 2000 and what is it? 2008. That thing's been sitting, no fuel in it, just parked since 2008. It's a 750 Sport, a 89. I mentioned that already. Cool bike. You pull up to a light and it's got the dry clutch, and people go, "Oh, excuse me, something's gonna fall off your bike." You're like, yeah, it's just the clutch. Yeah, Buckin, you should. We both know, but Fred's Bucket and I are always going back and forth with pipe designs. His designs typically are better than mine. I will say that he's the ideas man, and a lot of the stuff that I've done pipe wise, I get right from Buckin because he just knows. He's the Buckin 3000 dyno for me. I always tell people he's my driver. I'm just the mechanic. He's my driver, and when the driver says I need looser suspension or tighter suspension, you listen to the driver. And he's my driver. And pipes, a lot of those pipes I'm doing, I might think they're pretty good, and he'll go, it needs a little more of this or that, and he's right usually. So sky's the limit. When you put a pipe on a saw, wow, does it run good? Like, wow. The right pipe. You put the wrong pipe, it'll just make noise. You put a good pipe like this UFO pipe just absolutely works. Hey, okay. It's about 34, 35 degrees out already here. It's hot. No choke. Does this saw restart? This is part of my process. I'm going to make a video of that this week. Oh, it's cool now. Okay, choke. Does it start? It should fire. Oh. Uh-oh, friends. You got to have the kill switch on. That is very important. Okay, let's see if this thing starts now. It's riveting, friends. Live TV. Still got gas in there. What did we do to it, friends? I think I just flooded it is what I did. Oh. Wow. Again, friends, I never edit anything out. I just flooded the saw. I could smell it. See, I flooded it. There you go, guys. It happens to me. It'll happen to you. You'll forget to turn it on. Good times, eh? I had the kill switch off, pulled it over twice, didn't look, pulled it over with the choke on, flooded it. It does, doesn't it, Grizzman? And again, wonky numbers. 160, 161 on the intake, total opening. Again, I didn't widen or reshape the intake. I did put that rough stuff on the top. What are we at? 26 degrees of blowdown and 98 exhaust. Still decent compression. Probably about stock compression. Now, Here's the, what do we got here? There we go. Now, the reason why this saw is going to run good and be snappy, the piston, we shed, what did we shed on the piston? 30, 35 grams, like a lot, like 30% of the piston weight's gone. I also cut a third off the ring. This has a ring that's so thin, low tension ring, and it makes them really, really angry if you do it right, or they blow up. That's the thing, friends. If you're going to do low tension rings, be prepared. They will, if you do it wrong, you're going to break a ring. If you do it right, you're going to have, it's like you win everything or lose everything. There's no like second place with ring modifications. And be careful, especially if you widen your exhaust port. Be really careful on how thin you make that ring. You will break it. It would have went. Yeah. I love live. I love doing lives because you never know what's going to happen. And it's like, oh, well, that's, you know. Here we go. Ready? Hey, friends, if this saw don't start and idle good, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be the first one to show you on video. I like to be honest with my builds because that's my reality. This was a box of parts or a complete saw that was completely grenaded, sent to me. No history. Have no idea what's been done to the saw. What I actually think happened, I think it went lean because the carburetor was full of crud. Remember when I showed you guys that carburetor? I think this thing leaned out and was continually ran until it just cooked itself. It probably would have ran the way it was. So anyways, if you're looking for a snappy build, look at your piston. Honestly, look at your piston, your rings. This isn't new stuff. A lot of this stuff isn't done in the chainsaw world. I'm not sure why. This is hot rod stuff. I used to do Harleys and stuff like that. Harley motors. Harley motor is just a 350 Chevy with 6 cylinders cut off, really. But this is stuff that, you know, hot rodders do, and it works. It works in any kind of motor you put it in. And you know, why is a diesel so slow to rev usually? Because the parts inside are heavy. They have to be because of compression. And again, friends, the more compression you have, the more RPM you have, the more heat you're going to make in a build. That's just the way engines work. So if you live in a hot climate like I do, you might not want a super high compression saw on, you know, that's just for me. High compression saws can be strong. And I mean, you can make a lot of power with compression, but on a day like today, you might run that saw, throw it down, and then it won't restart. And that's been my experience with that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I stay away from it. The kill switch, you flooded it. Yeah, I did. You think that I would not do stuff like that by now? It's pretty funny. How long do the low tension rings last? I haven't noticed any difference, period. Because there's less friction loss and less heat. I don't know. Well, I have one saw that's been run for a couple years that actually has a low tension ring, but it hasn't blown up yet. So I honestly, until I start getting saws back blown up and look at them, but I haven't noticed any difference. I mean, it's not a compression hound, but definitely has compression. We'll see how good it goes. It might be a horrible build. I won't know till I put it in the wood. But it feels snappy, energetic, alive. It seems to start good. You guys notice that? I just keep picking it up and going. You can hear it. It's loading up just a hair. We'll play with it. I'll probably this week I'll put that thing in the wood and just I gotta finish that other tree. Maybe we'll go for a drive and cut some bigger timber with it and just see what it's gonna do. Should build a 576 on the channel. I've been telling myself I'm gonna do that for 3-4 years now, and it hasn't happened. Just hard with the amount of time I have for saw work and the amount of projects I've told myself I'm gonna do. It's like it's hard to start adding more because it's really easy. It's like I wanted to do 372s on the channel. That took about 1.5 years to actually get everything I needed to start that. What I do, friends, when I'm going to do a saw, I make sure I have every part I'm going to need plus more before I do it, so that if I want to film a series, I'm not waiting for parts. And it took me 1.5 years to get enough 372s and enough parts and stuff to make sure that I could get them going. Pepsi 64 WD, how's it going, buddy? Okay, friends, I think I'm going to shut her down here. This the battery on this phone's flashing because it's absorbed too much heat, and we could do more lives from in the shop in the future. I haven't been live in like 6 months, maybe longer. I don't think I've been live since the baby was born, and just really, I think the last time I went live was when Buckin was here, and I was live on his channel. So, I just like being here. Thank you to everybody that hangs out here. I want to make sure we got all the comments. I'm just looking at the, yeah, it's got snap. Baby's doing awesome. Thank you, Morgan. That pipe looks incredible, and it works even better. I don't care what a pipe looks like, but if you're going to send me a good-looking pipe that also works, you're scoring points with me. A pipe can look horrible if it makes power in the wood, but this thing, it's almost, I'll show you guys again. It's almost like Art Deco to me. So it's a hot rod guy. Morgan's a hot rod man. And also, I am a sheet metal worker, so I appreciate what it takes to make this. Not easy, not quick. A lot of R&D involved. And I'm just looking at the comments here. Yeah, thank you everybody that hangs out here. I really appreciate all of you. You're welcome, Moonshine. Thank you, everybody that hangs out here. Seriously, this channel is for no other reason than to help other people. I said that years ago. I will not change. I know who I am. I know who I want to be. I know what my legacy hopefully will be, and only I could change that. I am only here to spread kindness and help people with their power saws and show you guys a little bit of my life. That's all I'm here for. I'm just some fella. Remember this, and I say this to people all the time. I'm just some fella in my shop in rural Manitoba talking into a camera. How crazy is that when you think about it? Without you guys, I'm some guy. Right now, I'm talking into a camera. I feel like there's hundreds of people standing behind the camera. But friends, without you, there is no me, and I don't forget that. I'm just some guy puttering in his shop working on power saws. I like doing it. I do it without the camera running off, and it's just who I am. And without you guys here, there would be no channel. So don't forget that. We have a community here, and we're not going to stop rocking and rolling. If you guys need any help with your saw builds, or if you guys have built a saw, this is really important to me. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. If you guys have built a saw with help from one of my videos, or maybe help from me personally, put it on YouTube, send me a link. Or send me a video of it in an email, and I want to include that in the channel. This channel isn't just about me; it's about you guys, and I think it's pretty rowdy with you guys. You guys have built some nasty saws. Some of the saws you guys are sending, damn. There's guys out there that are building some pretty nasty saws, and good for you. Hey, friends, I don't build the fastest saws. I don't build the slowest saws. I just build saws. Some of my saws go good, and some of them need some work. I'm the first one to say that. I'm just a fella in my shop learning and growing, and just being me. Anyhow, I'm going to shut it down. Thank you to everybody that hangs out here, and just appreciate all you. Thank you, Tyler. I just saw your super chat. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody. Be nice to one another. Help each other out. That's what this is about. And I'll see you guys in a couple days. Maybe tomorrow I'll put up a video. Later. Later. Thank you, everybody.